And so now you have more women competing for your attention. And so this is throughout history, it's just been like this. Throughout history, only 40% of men and 80% of women have reproduced. There's been a bottom 60% of men that just don't reproduce. Now, amongst other primates, we're kind of in the middle. Bonobos, like almost all of them reproduce because they're just very sexually promiscuous. But amongst gorillas, it's like 1 or 2% of gorillas, males, have sex with all the females. Elephant bull seals, you might have one male have sex with 90 females, and like no other male gets to have sex with any of them. So the term is hypergamous or polygynous societies. Homo sapiens are somewhat polygynous, but because we become more egalitarian in our nature, women have become more polygamous. And what happens is there's a smaller and smaller group of men at the top who have unlimited options with women. And then let's look at the other end of the scale. This is the part, if you guys ever watch Professor Scott Galloway, he describes this really, really well. And I also like to point this out. Professor Scott Galloway is a political liberal. This isn't some political thing. Like it legitimately, there's a group of men at the bottom, regardless if you're a Democrat or Republican, there's a group of men at the bottom that are being left behind. They're being left behind economically because, and this is, I'm not complaining about this, but because 60% of enrollees in college are now female, what's happened is there's fewer men going to college. And when those women graduate, they want men who make the same amount or more. In fact, a recent survey shows that women want about men who make about 65% more than them. So if a woman makes $100,000 a year, she wants a man who makes about $165,000 a year. Rihanna was worth several $100 million dating a billionaire. It was not a situation where when women became more wealthy, they didn't care about men's wealth. They actually care about men's wealth more the wealthier these women become and have fewer men to choose from. And of those men that are getting chose, there's a larger cohort of men that are not being chose at all. There's another study that shows that when men are unemployed or underemployed, that is a great determining factor about whether or not they've had any sex in the last year. Meaning it's more likely that a man goes a year without sex, the less money he makes. There's a direct correlation, which proves that hypergamy is real. And so you have this bottom third of men that are just being left behind in the dating market because of the fact that women have very selective choice. And it's not that the women's choice has changed evolutionarily. It's the same as it always has been. They just haven't been exposed to so many men. Like women